What is up, guys? Today we are going to do a quick rundown on the JM press with a barbell here. Now, the JM press is an excellent exercise because it targets the tricep. It's very easy to progressively overload, and you can safely take it to failure and be able to spot yourself without the assist of another person. Before we get into it, the JM press is a hybrid between a barbell skull crusher and a close grip bench press. Now, with a close grip bench press, we're arcing the bar down, touching the sternum, and then coming back up. And with a skull crusher, all right, we're arcing the bar up to the forehead and then extending out, and the elbows stay in place. With the JM press, what we're actively trying to do is imagine that the bar is in between two panes of glass. And we have to make sure that that bar path is going straight up and down, or else it's going to knock into the glass on either side and break it. So when I drop in that bar, the bar path is completely straight up and down, and it's going to end up tracking right over the bottom of the chin here. Same exact setup as a close grip bench press. My eyes are directly underneath the bar. I'm going to go anywhere from like a thumb's length to about one finger away from the center knurling. And I'm actually going to flip my thumbs to the opposite side here. And what that's going to allow me to do is get a little bit better of a resistance profile on the tricep, because my thumb crease isn't going to get in the way at the bottom. I'm going to be able to roll the elbows in a little bit easier if my thumbs are on the other side of the bar. I unrack. I'm visualizing those two panes of glass that the bar is floating between, okay? And I'm dropping it straight down to that chin. Now, normally with a barbell skull crusher, we want to isolate the elbows in space, bring that barbell down to the forehead, and then extend over the top. But with the JM press, it's going to be normal for those elbows to drop in. And then we're actively focusing on the extension of the elbow to create that movement. Now, when I'm in my JM press position, I don't want to have that bulldog grip that I normally want to have when I'm performing a bench press. You'll notice that I'm flipping the thumbs and I'm actively dorsiflexing the wrists so that the bar is just floating on top of my palms here. I almost have no grip on the bar so that I can isolate the triceps a little bit better with this pressing movement. My fingers are wrapped around just for safety, dropping it straight into the chin and then extending at the top. So the elbows come forward, and the elbows locking back into position is what is pushing the bar up. Very similarly to when you're deadlifting here, your hips coming forward is what is lifting the bar, versus just thinking of taking the bar and picking it up. When you're performing the JM press, your elbows coming underneath the hand is what is lifting the bar. So visualize elbows coming underneath the hand, and the bar will by default be moving upward. Now let's say I can perform 12 reps very easily with the empty bar. I'm going to progressively overload this exercise by adding on some more weight so that that final repetition begins to get more challenging as the sets progress. Now I'll show you how to properly spot yourself when you're performing this so you can safely take it to muscle failure. So I have the bar right at eye level. I'm about a finger's length away from the inside knurling. My thumb is on the outside of the bar. I'm actively trying to dorsiflex the wrists. I'm lifting that bar off. Let's say I take this to a set of 12. 12 is inching up. All right, I'm going to see if I can do that 13. 13 is floating right here, okay? What I can do if I get stuck, I don't have to drop it back on my chin, okay? What I can do is just roll it onto the chest here and then press it back up. And then I can re-rack the bar. So once again, to show you guys, let's imagine this is the final rep on my set where I hit failure here. It's coming up. I'm not able to press it all the way up. I can just drop it into the chest and easily press it up just like a close grip bench press. Now, if you sometimes have joint problems within your elbow, a really great way to warm up for this is just to do a banded tricep pushdown. We want to make sure that the connective tissue inside of our elbow is nice and warm when we're performing this movement. If you were performing your compound lifts first, like a wide grip bench press, and then you are moving into your accessories and the JM press is one of your accessories, you might already be warmed up enough just to move straight into it. But if not, and this is the exercise you're going to be starting with within your programming, then I would suggest doing some kind of elbow extension exercise just to make sure that you have some fresh blood flow going into the elbow, moving into this exercise. So I can just take a band right here and just perform some very intentional, slow, and controlled tricep pushdowns. Maybe do an isometric hold on the last one, get a little movement, find that tension point, hold that spot, slowly let it back up, just to be sure that I'm completely warm for this press. After we feel like we've got a little bit of stimulus going on in the tricep, and we feel like all of that pressure from the barbell is not going just directly into our connective tissue, and the resistance profile is up inside of the tricep, I can feel much safer progressively overloading this exercise. Another thing that you could play with as well is going to be how wide or close your grip is on the barbell. This is a bit of an exaggeration, but if you're feeling like a very close grip is just crunching on your elbows here, bring it out, maybe like 3 or 4 inches, and then play around with that grip. Do 1 or 2 repetitions. And if you're still experiencing any non-organic aches or pains within the elbow, then you can just progress to a slightly wider grip here and see if you can find the measurement that fits your bone structure best for you. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.